Hi everybody, it's Robin from My Conking Creations. How are you today? On this very balmy, I guess it's Tuesday, because yesterday was our Easter. We had our Easter celebration with our family. So excited. All my fabric came in yesterday. I've been waiting for like 5 days for my pink. I ran out completely. I didn't have anything left. It was supposed to be here earlier last week, but unfortunately my courier couldn't get it to me until yesterday. Last night, actually, about 10 o'clock is when it came. So anyway, I'm all excited because I'm hoping to get 3 birds out today. I will be contacting the gals involved who will be, can be expecting them by the end of the week. I'm hoping to be all done doing all of the flamingos by next Friday. Not this week, but next week. I have, I think, 13 or 14 more to do, and that's it. So, just gonna see how I look here. Give me a second. Oh, it looks like it's freezing a little bit. Hopefully it's not gonna do that all the time. So anyways, I'm starting right from scratch with this one. I'm going to be cutting and chatting and talking and whatever. So lots to talk about. We've got lots of stuff on the go, lots of things for you guys to participate in. And I'm really, really excited about it, helping out a few of my friends who also, sell stuff. And, I want you guys to buy from the best people and from where I get it from, and tried and true kind of, so... the Flamingo t-shirts, from what I hear, the Conking t-shirts with Elizabeth Hansen have been going over really well. Lots of people have been ordering those, which is awesome. It made me feel really well. It was so funny. I got a message from a friend, Facebook friend, last night, saying that she was in a Hobby Lobby in Indiana yesterday. And you know what? I got to do something here with this light because it's wavering on me. Anyway, she was in Hobby Lobby yesterday. And she was, of course, in the mesh department because she was going to buy her pink because it's on sale this week. And another gal was there looking at the material as well. And they got talking about, well, what are you making, and blah, 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 blah. And I somehow the topic of conversation got around to my flamingos. And this gal was saying, yes, I'm going to make a flamingo. I watched a gal online, and she said, then the conversation led to you and wondering, about me or whatever. And the gal had also seen my flamingo video. And she was there also buying the stuff, I guess, to make it or whatever, checking it out anyway. So I thought, that is so cool. So I thought this morning, because I have so many new people, and it's not a lot of local people, actually. A lot of my new followers are from all over the place. Thought I would give you maybe a little bit of background about myself, because I haven't really talked too much about myself, other than, my husband and, whatever. But I was actually a banker my whole life. I worked for a Canadian bank for 35 years. And, I was the optimistic worker. I went into work on a Tuesday morning with my lunch, and I was home by 11 o'clock. I got the phone call to say that my job was no longer. And, 35 years with the company, to get a phone call, I wasn't exactly happy about that. I thought maybe they could have gotten in their car and driven and talked to me about it. But anyway, so at age 60, I retired because I had met all of the requirements to get my pension, and that was one of the reasons why I was one of the ones to get offered a package, because my numbers were all there. And it worked out really well, because three months later, my husband had his massive stroke. And I would have had to quit work anyway, or retire or whatever. So it just was, was for the best. So that was in 2017. And because, you know, for the next year or so with Dave, I was really busy looking after him. And then once he became somewhat mobile and able to do, you know, do his personal care and stuff, he didn't quite need me as much to be around. So I decided that I was going to try to get a hobby, and I wanted to make a sunflower. And because that was the time of the, you know, it was 2000 and almost 19, the sunflowers seemed to be becoming very popular. So I made one and put it on my Facebook page, and 3 days later I had like 13 friends wanting sunflowers. So that's kind of how I got started doing this, and then it's just evolved. I have 2 daughters. They're 30 and 27, and well, she's going to be 30 on her birthday in August. She's 29 technically still. My oldest daughter is in France, and she's a teacher there. She went to, they both are bilingual. They have a francophone status, which in Canada means that they were educated with French as a first language. So they have a bilingual degree, which is a form of gold here in Canada, because we're officially a bilingual country, French and English. And so, you know, being a teacher, the French language, it's almost a shoo-in. So my youngest daughter was also in France for a couple of years, but she decided last year to stay home, and she went back to university. She had her undergrad in psychology, with like in her French degree in psychology. So she decided to go and get her Bachelor of Education, which is her teacher's permit, and she's going to be teaching junior high and high school. That's what she's aiming for anyway. And she's finishing her first year, and it's a 2-year program, so she'll be all done this time next year. So that's my little family. Dave has 3 children that live in Michigan. His oldest daughter, Jackie, she's a manager at her local Walmart. She's been there forever, and she's got a really good job with Walmart. And his son David he does stuff with computer software and programming and stuff. He's got a really good job over there as well. And then his daughter Holly works in quality control in a plant, and she's got a really good position with her company. So everybody's doing really, really well. We don't see Dave's kids that often because of the border. It poses a little bit of an issue, and we don't see my girls hardly at all because, of course, Lisa's in France, and with Dave, we can't travel there. It's just, everything is, France is a country that isn't really, it's all very old, and it's difficult, and with his mobility, we would never be able to go over, and I would never leave him for any length of time like that to go. So Lise comes home in the summer. We try to make sure that we help her with her flights and stuff to get her home, and she come home at Christmas time this year. It was really nice to have her at Christmas. Her dad and I, we helped with the flight so that she could get home. So that was good. So then once Dave became, you know, somewhat mobile and I started doing wreathing, I started just doing flowers and sunflowers, and then I got into painting, and it's now 2024, so I've been doing this since 2019, so about 5 years. The first few years I didn't really do anything. I was just learning, watching. Damon Oates from Deco Exchange, I watched him exclusively. I joined his creative coaching group to get ideas, and I follow him even still. He's the most beautiful bow maker that there ever was in the whole world. If you want to learn how to make bows, go on YouTube and watch Damon. He's just fabulous. Julie's Wreath Boutique taught me how to make flowers. I use her the way she does it. I watch hundreds of her videos. And Noble Touch is another one I watch to do flowers. So just to get different ideas. For the, when I do my florals, like I don't do a lot with florals, but what I do, I watch Jace at Total Decor. He's just an amazing floral designer. And he uses, like when I do a grapevine wreath, I do what he does. He puts a piece of Oasis foam where his bow and where his florals are going to be on the form and on the grapevine, and it just makes them stand out that much more, and I just love it. And I love how he uses his ribbon and everything, so I follow him as well. And you know, when I'm sitting here making stuff, if I'm trying to think of doing something a little bit different, you know, I've been using, I see a lot of them are using greenery in their wreaths now, and I've been doing that since the very beginning. I used greenery. You can go back and look at some of my old pictures. I used greenery in my flowers, like around the outside, and putting hydrangeas in the center with greenery. And you know, I don't use a whole lot of ribbon in my wreaths because I'm in Canada. That kind of stuff, ribbon is really hard for us to get at a reasonable cost. And I buy most of my ribbon at Craft Outlet. I try to buy 50-yard rolls if I can, and I buy pretty much now based on project. I've got about 2 tubs of summer ribbon, and I go through it at the end of the season. I always pull everything all out, and I see, well, how much of this do I have left, whatever. And anything that I use a lot of, I always watch on Craft Outlet, because on the next season, if they have any of the, say, like for fall, if they have any of the summer ribbon left, they often will put it on a fairly good discount. So that's when I buy it. And I always buy my farmhouse red and black and my black and white. I always buy that by 50-yard rolls because I use it so much. I try to stay away from places like Michael's and Hobby Lobby for my ribbon because, you know, it's expensive. Now, the one thing I do buy at Hobby Lobby in the ribbon, I buy their window pane jute. They have the jute ribbon that looks like ladder. You know, it's 2.5 inches. I will buy that there because that's really hard to find other places. And they have a really nice orange gingham check. The orange is a really, really nice color, and it's great for fall, and it's great for Easter. So I usually try to keep that, like if I go and I'll check to see what how much I have, and I always like to keep about 2 rolls of that because the ribbon is a little bit shorter than the 10 yards. So, you know, you have to watch. And for us, you know, being in Canada buying there, it's 30 cents on the dollar, right? So, or maybe even 33 cents on the dollar now. So it's, you know, makes it a little bit more expensive. So that's why I don't use a lot of ribbon in my wreaths. I like to use florals and greenery, and the market that I have for my product here locally is mainly retired and semi-retired people. Hi, Angela. So, you know, they're looking for something that's a little more, they don't want something, in most cases, I shouldn't say everyone, I shouldn't lump everybody into that, but in most cases, what they want is something that's fairly conservative, but looks really showy. And I just find that using a really good quality mesh and florals makes an absolutely beautiful flower. I think, you know, those gold flowers that I made last week, they're absolutely beautiful. And you know, that gold, or that, I guess it's a champagne mesh it's called, it comes in a really pretty pink with a dark pink stripe. And you can buy the pink, glitter centers at Unique in the Creek. Like, I got those gold centers. I bought those gold centers at Unique in the Creek for those wreaths. And hi, Angela. Your name keeps popping up here. So nice that you joined me this morning. Yeah, so I got those at Unique in the Creek, and when I went in and looked, now the rainbow sunflower that I did had a purple sparkle center. It's the same as the gold, but it's purple, of course. But they do have it in like a pink, like a rosy pink, which is like about what the foil is on that pink border stripe. So I'm thinking the next time I have to order from Unique in the Creek, I'm going to order some of those pink ones, because I think, you know what, that one maybe make a nice, like I do a breast cancer sunflower, and I use the pink poly burlap with the the window pane poly burlap as well, with a black center, and I have the breast cancer ribbon. Yeah. I just snuck on quick, Angela. Yeah, so I make those, and breast cancer awareness is in the fall, in October, so I usually start making them like around August. So if you have a friend that's going through a cancer journey or whatever, what a nice little gift to give them is a pink sunflower with the breast cancer ribbon on it. And you know, it's just a really nice gift to give someone. And but I'm thinking that these pink glitter sunflowers, I also have a black and white stripe or black and white stripe breast cancer ribbon, and the breast cancer symbol, it has a glitter pink on each side, and then it's a black and white stripe, and then it has like the little breast cancer emblem in it, and it's glittery. I think it would look beautiful on that. So I have that ribbon. So I think what I'm going to do the next time that I have a Unique in the Creek order, I'm going to order some of those ribbon, or some of that mesh and the centers. Okay, these are the boards that I use for the flamingos. I still get lots of questions about these. You buy these at uniqueinthecreek.com. They have a US and a Canadian company, and they have, if you purchase so much, you get so much money back. You can buy them there. They're the large flower board. You can also buy these at Hobby Lobby. So if you want to do a flamingo, you can go into Hobby Lobby. You can buy your flamingo there. You can buy the pink and the pink ombre mesh there, and you can buy the pink boa there. And you can buy the silver chenilles there. So you can buy everything you need to do your flamingo from Hobby Lobby. But if you're ordering your stuff online, you don't have a Hobby Lobby close, the Unique in the Creek is an option that you can order these. Now, the nice thing with that is you can order them like 2 or 3 of the boards if you want. These are available on Amazon, but you have to get 10. So if you're just kind of making a few for friends and gifts, Unique in the Creek might be the better spot to buy these from. I do not have an affiliate link for those. You can just go in and go online and take a look. You can buy mesh from her. But if you're American, make sure that you're on the U.S. site, okay? Because I think there's a Canadian and a U.S. Site. She ships from Niagara Falls, New York, I believe, on the U.S. side, and Niagara Falls, Canada on the Canadian side. So these are what the boards look like. And I'm going to just mark on here with a magic marker very lightly where we're going to go here with these. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm just going to mark these with a dot so you can see. So you can see here, from here to here. That on the outside row, that's going to be your feathers that you roll, okay? So I'm going to let you take a screenshot of that. Now, the next row that we're going to use, we're going to skip a row, and we are going to do the tail feathers, and there's 6. Let's see, 2, 4, 6. I'll mark these ones with a line. So you'll see here, 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 here. Yes, 11. Here and here. There's 6. Those are the next. You skip a row. And you put those in there. Okay? And then your breast feathers. just get my mark thing there. One, two. Okay, so you can see here I have a mark in the board. See the mark I have in the board? So you've got 5 here. Now in this row here, you've got 1, 2, 3. You're going to do double. And these are the breast petals. And they're the ones that are done like the little bubble method. So you have 1 goes here, 1 and 1 goes here. You have 3 here, but you're going to double those up 6 because it's too much of an area to try to cover. And then you've got 5. So you've got 5 and 6 is 11, 12, 13, 14. You need 14 breast petals. Okay? You're going to have 11 of the rolled pink and the pink ombre together. And then you're going to have 6 of the other petal that we do, like the sunflower petal. But it's double, both fabrics, the pink ombre and the pink. Are the 6 there. So you've got 11 and 6. So you have 17 sets of the ombre and the plain pink. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 of the plain pink single breast petals. And the breast petals, they look like this. These little bubble petals, and if you want to stay on, I'm going to leave the video running today until I'm finished it, so you're going to be able to see the whole thing here. But that's what the breast petal, and that goes in the bottom. Okay, now I'm just going to get something to wipe that off. Then we'll start putting petals on. Just don't want that black to get on any. I don't want it to get on any of my mesh. It's funny, I haven't made one of these for a few days, and you can kind of get away from it. Yeah, I wish I had a better, supply chain for buying this stuff, but Hobby Lobby is just really awkward for us to buy from in Canada. Hi Debbie, how are you? Okay. I ordered my zip ties today too. I know I'm going to end up needing them. So I'm going to put these all 11 in around the outside. Yeah, I'm so excited. I got all my stuff. I got my red and white wide strip to do my patriotic. I've got enough to make all that I want to make with that. I also ordered extra white because I got the yellow centers for the daisies. So if anybody wants a daisy kit or wants to buy one made, I can do them now, which is awesome. I was painting the sunflower center, but you use an awful lot of paint on those to cover that because the yellow is such a light color. So I just ordered yellow ones. I think it'd look better. Well, I mean, it looks fine, but it's just a lot easier for me. It doesn't take as long because I was painting all the stuff at night and letting it dry till morning. And then if I had to do any touch-ups on it, I still wasn't able to put the flower together till the next day. I always like to make sure that that paint is really dry when you're doing something like that, because you don't want it to get on your mesh. Let's see. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, 11. This is the worst part about using these boards, is feeding these zip ties in. But it sure makes it nice and easy. I use the boards for all my character stuff, because when you're doing something, if you're putting legs on or a head, I believe I do, Angela. If you go into my page and go on videos and select Daisy Time, it's just like the sunflower, except it's white with a yellow center. So the size of the yellow center, I think, is 7 inches. I think 6 inches, something like that. Okay, so now what I'm using to roll these up is just one of the balls of from one of my rolls of mesh. Now, when I cut these 2 at a time, and I always make sure that the ombre is on the bottom. So the ombre is on the bottom and the plain pink is on the top, so that when you roll it, you're going to see, for the tail feathers especially, you're going to see the dark pink edge of the ombre. The pink plain mesh just kind of is makes it so that it's thicker, like it gives it, it's not opaque, because the ombre is very thin, as you know, for those of you who have done it. And you just kind of stick that in there. Make sure your little end is standing up nice and straight when you tighten it down, and then your tail feathers will stay nice. They'll look nice. I am starting to design the small, like the black flamingo that I did. It's the black flamingo that I did is smaller than this. We are heading over to Michigan on Saturday to go see Dave's kids. And I'm going to stop into Dollar Tree, because I keep getting all these notes from girls from the U.S. telling me that the Dollar Tree has flamingos. Because the wreath, the side view flamingo wreath is smaller, I cut quite a bit of the neck off that one that I used, and I'm thinking if I can get away with using a smaller, like a different type of bird, because those birds are expensive. They're like almost $15 a piece here, plus tax and all that other crap. If I can, I can have a pretty good price point on that I can get a good price point on that bird if I can pick those flamingos up for a little bit better price. So I'm going to check the Dollar Tree. Have any of you guys seen the pink flamingos in a Dollar Tree over there? If the girls that are in the States, we don't have them here in Canada. I haven't seen them. We never got the heart wreath for them at Valentine's Day here at Dollar Tree. I couldn't freaking believe that. We never got that. That's crazy, eh? Now, one thing I wanted to let you know, when you're all done doing your tail feathers, and if you see any frays, because you're going to see frays because this mesh is not, what you can do is just touch up the edge of your thing with your wood burner. Just go along the edge a little bit, and then if you want to get some clear acrylic spray, just spray the edges at the top. You won't ever notice any of the frays on the inside, like the next row where we do that. You won't notice them because with the feathers and all that other stuff going on. But around the outside, you may notice it. Oh, you never got one. You know what? I didn't see the bunny frame here either. Like, although I'm not a big Dollar Tree shopper, so I get Dave's cookies and stuff in there. And I did go in because what I like about Dollar Tree is sometimes they have the little wooden signs that say like Happy Easter, like the tiny little ones, or Merry Christmas or whatever. I like those, and I like their wood, like their hearts and all their little character things, and I buy those in there. But I did go in, and I never noticed any bunny frames either. Like, I don't know, maybe it was just the bigger stores that got that kind of stuff. But have any of you seen the pink flamingo, that pink flamingo bird at Dollar Tree? Have any of you seen it? And what's it look like? Let me know. Because you know, I want to kind of scout it out to see if I can find something that's a little bit cheaper than $15. And it can be smaller. Amazon doesn't have anything. They either have little or what we're using. And I'm not going to... I did order on a whim some stuff from that, and it wasn't right. And to send stuff back is just crazy here, so I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to go somewhere where I can look at it and see it. So, but I'm going to be doing, I've got 2 pool flamingos that I have to do, and I'm going to be using plastic tablecloths for those. I don't know if you guys have seen that. You just cut your plastic tablecloth in 10 by 10 pieces and just use it like you would use mash, and you don't need as much because it's so thick, right? So I'm going to be doing big ones, and I'm going to be doing the side view with the big board because that's what they want. And I'm going to be glamming her up, so she's going to have possibly sunglasses on. She's going to maybe have a pool noodle around her. If I can find what I'm looking for. I know what I'm looking for. And that again is a dollar store. I'm going into the dollar store and just taking a boo. I did look on Friday last week, but I didn't have a whole lot of time, and a lot of the stuff isn't out yet. So by the time I get these done, those are all going to be for May. I want to get all these flamingos finished, and then I've got a sale on April the 20th. And on April the 14th, I have a sunflower class of 7 or 8 girls, so I'm going to be busy that week before. So once I get these flamingos done, I'm going to be taking a week just trying to get ready for my sale, which I'll be doing a lot of lives because I'm going to be doing some different stuff to get ready for my sale. I'm only in that one. I might be going in a local one here. On June the 1st, I don't know if I'm going to get in or not, but I'm going to be going in that, and then nothing until August. So I'm going to be dedicating my time to you guys online and just making stuff. And for the summer, I'm not lugging and hauling my shit all over the place. It's just too hard on me. You know, I have an SUV, and it's usually full. You know, with my rats for my displays and my table and my tent and putting all that stuff up, I'm all by myself. So putting that tent up and everything, it is really hard on me. So the one sale in the summer I am going in, friends are going to be there, and the one fella, he always helps me when I'm, you know, if he's there, and he is going to be there, so that's going to be good. So I would much rather chat with you guys and show you stuff. Some of the exclusive things that I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be doing them lives, but they're going to be a private event. And what I'm going to do, I've got to figure out how to do it. You do a live and you have a password to get into it. And there is a cost. It's going to be very minimal, but it's just going to help me with, you know, because I'm trying a lot of different things, And, you know, there's costs associated to it. I don't have much of a local market here. I have, you know, I have a fair number of people who buy from me, but it's kind of sporadic by nature. So my online stuff, you guys have been, it's been a lot more lucrative for me. And so, you know, oh, that's why I didn't have it straight. I was thinking that doesn't look like I need to put another one in there, but I do. So I want to, you know, I want to share a lot of stuff with you guys. I still will be sharing a lot with you, but it's just going to be some of the things like my patriotic. I put that out that I'm going to be doing a private live event on that one. Because that's my design. I could have done it for the flamingo because this is my design. I did this. Anyone who does these, they watched a video of mine and are doing it. So, but this one I did for free. And, but there's probably going to be one a season. I'm going to be doing some fall Halloween. I don't know if you guys saw those, the green, Frankenstein masks, wreath attachments that you can get. I'm going to be doing a design with the green, the man and the woman, and that's going to be a private live event. But, you know, like, I did the cow, I did all that other stuff. Those are all online and available for you to watch. And if you want to find out if I have a video, you just go to my main page and click on videos. And then in the search box, put what you're looking for. Sunflower, daisy, owl, whatever, flamingo. And they'll all pop up. Or you can just go on video, on my main page, click video, and just scroll down and look at them all. There's quite a few. I've done quite a few live videos. So, okay, here's my feathers. I'm just going to take these outside and shake them so I don't have all the residue floating around in my room. I'm telling you, last week it was gold glitter. I had gold glitter everywhere. Those gold glitter wreaths. Oh my goodness. So between pink feathers and gold glitter, I had to vacuum. And I know when I take my vacuum cleaner bag out what it's going to look like. Okay, I always cut those ends off on the feathers. These are not the Hobby Lobby feathers. These are the Amazon feathers, and I put them around the outside just to kind of give a little bit of texture, and I put the big fluffy ones in the middle where you see. So I just do this, and I double it, and then I'm just going to, I think I should be able to use a little one here. Now I use the same hole, set of holes that I used for the, and I try to use very little glue on this. I'm running a little low on my zip ties, and my order is going to be the end of the week. See, when you live in Canada, things don't come as quick. Oh, Charlie, do you only order them, or can you buy them in the store? And are they like full size? Are they big ones, or what are they? I haven't even looked into it. Like, I haven't even. Okay, so then what I do is I just come around and then I zip tie the other end. A little small. Like, can you buy the flamingos right in the store, or are they only available on order? Because if they're available on order, I'll get them ordered and they'll be at SCC. I'll have them go to my U.S. mailbox, and then when we're over on Saturday, I can pick them up. Oh, they're not in any, oh, okay. Alrighty, so that's what I'll do then. I'll go on their web. I do have a sign up with them. Okay, so now what we do is I just kind of figure out where the center is, and I attach it to the center. And you know which one is the center because you have your line with your board coming up. See what I mean? It's so easy to keep everything lined up because you've got your holes and everything. Were they like $1.50 or whatever, Charlie, or $2, or I don't know, what is Dollar Tree now? I don't even know. Like, what is the price of them? Are they this like a regular Dollar Tree item, or are they special? And then I usually take this like one set on each side and put a zip tie in to kind of just hold the feathers in place, because the mesh will hold them. The mesh will hold it. That's on the next row. You don't have to worry about it flopping around or anything. So I had a bunch delivered last week. And all weekend I was getting notices from people saying, oh my God, we got our flamingo. We're so excited. There. So there's the next row. Whoops. When you get your bird, if you've got it on order, your tail feathers, you may have to fix them up a little bit because they get kind of smushed when they're in transit. Okay, so now we're going to put the next row on, and there's 6 of the next row, and they're double. And you skip a row. I did the first one that I did, I put it on the next row, and it made the part with the feathers, it didn't look right. It was too big. So I want it to be more, you could actually even do, if you wanted to make one for yourself, you could put a row of this particular petals fold in the row we're skipping too, if you wanted to make it even fuller. I have never done that, but it's an option that you could do. If you didn't want to put that row of feathers in, you could just put another row of mesh. So it's kind of 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Yeah, so my flamingo t-shirts, there seems to be, I think the last I heard from Elizabeth, I think she said there were 6 orders for those. And that's awesome. And Kathleen, my friend who does the cow heads and the peacocks and all that, she's KM Crafts on Etsy. You can order, you don't have to go with the hard-headed flamingo like what I'm doing. She does make a flamingo head. Okay. Charlie, did you get them? Because I just would like to know how far it is from where the neck connects to the body to the top of the head. The length of that, if you got one. 48's a little, counting wire, legs were 13 and a, yeah. I would need to know how far it is from the neck, where it attaches to the body, up to the, oh, okay. I'm going to see if, I'm going to see when I go online if they've got that information on there. That would be good to know. Okay, so this is where you need your trusty little clothespin. So again, we're going to just do our sunflower petal. So we take the diamond, we bring the top to the bottom, and we scrunch it up and bring up our rabbit ears. And then we're going to put the clothespin so it looks like that. Then we're going to do this one. I always put the ombre on the outside so that the dark pink line, you can see it. It doesn't get hidden. So then you just take this one and stick it in there. So you have something that looks like that. And then you're going to put it, again, making sure that your little end is standing straight up. So that it looks like that. And then I just kind of pull it up. These are the texture of your feathers, so you want them to be kind of up and down. So I always pull them when I put them on so that they're kind of standing up a little bit. You want them to be, because the bottom ones are fairly flat. Okay, so we do that 6 times. When I do these, I usually cut the whole roll of pink and ombre together, so I usually have enough for at least 2 cut, because the cutting is the pain in the butt part, right? Yeah, so if anybody, I'm going to be putting that up on my page and on the VIP page. If anybody has bought them from Hobby Lobby or from Dollar Tree, I need to know that measurement, because that's the measurement that's important to me, to know if the neck's long enough. These are so dang pretty. I love making these. I was kind of hoping it was going to be half decently nice today, because I wanted to go out, and I'm going to be transitioning back out to the garage to be working out there and get this room cleaned out, because summer's coming and my mom will be coming to stay with us, and this is her room. There's a bed in here and a chair, and I have a TV with, we call it our internet TV. It has like Netflix and all that stuff on it, so she can watch movies or do whatever. And she's also a crafter, so we usually work together on stuff. So he's not looking pretty. Oh my God, they're so beautiful. Now, if you were going to put lights in these, a good spot to do it would be before you start this row, that row that we skipped. Wire the lights in there. On that second row that we're not using, you can put them in there. That works out really well. I have done that for people. I just don't get into doing the lights because, again, I don't have a real good source for buying those battery lights. And that would be something I would rather you do. That way, if there's a problem with it when you get it or whatever, it's one less thing that can go wrong. You know what I mean? So. This one is going to someone for their birthday. I think their birthday is like the middle of April or something. So it's going to be a birthday present. Hi Val. What's the weather like in Virginia? It's cold and gloomy here. No snow, but it was foggy all weekend. Our lake has absolutely no ice in it. Had Lake Ontario or Lake Huron, one of the Great Lakes, it didn't have hardly any ice in it all winter this year, which is really unusual. We've had winters with no ice since I've been here. We've had several winters where the lake was frozen completely over. There was no open water. 70 and dreary. Oh. You know, it's cool here. When I went out to shake those feathers, it's cool. I got my little heater running, which I'm just about getting ready to turn it off because we weren't home all weekend, so we had the heat turned down, and I keep the door shut if I'm not in here. We have a heat source in here, but it's a propane stove, and it would just heat us right out, so I don't turn it on. I just have like a little space thing I run for usually about 10 or 15 minutes, and then I shut it off. There we go. And just like that. We have all the mesh for the feathers. Tail feathers are on, and there it is. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to get our bird. To get my glue gun. Focus here. How many of these do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these made. That's all the pink I had left. I made up the breast petals with it. This one here. Going to. Now we're going to do the legs. So you need silver chenilles, and I get these on Amazon. Like I think I got 1,000 of them. And you're gonna take the Hobby Lobby ones. I looked at those. They work out to be about $17 US. Because they're on sale right now. But when you convert that to Canadian, because I get them for $29 here, so by the time I pay for the delivery of them and everything, the ones I get here are about the same. Like it's within a few bucks of difference. I want to know about these Dollar Tree ones because I do want to do them. They're going to be smaller. The black flamingo, I cut quite a bit of the neck off to mount that on that board, and so I'd just rather get a smaller bird. So I'm wondering if the Dollar Tree ones, I just need to know the measurement from the neck where it joins the body to the top, how far that is, because I think they're going to be okay for those because they're a bit smaller, and that's kind of what I'm thinking. But if I have to order 48 of them, I don't know if I want to do that. Might be better just to, well, really, you know what? 48 of them, how much are they? Are they $2 a piece, or how much are they? Because if I have to buy 2 of these are $29, if I can get 48 of them for, say, $60, I might as well buy the 48 if they work and just put them in storage, and I can keep them for next year. It'd be cheaper. Because I know that I'm going to have a few orders for those, or I'm not doing kits on those. I'm just doing orders. Yeah, something to think about. So I do right down to the, I gotta just put a little drop of glue on these once this glue gun heats up. There we go. Just put a little bit of drop of glue on that, just to keep it tied to the end. And then I'll put some here. And then we just go around. And I keep one straight. And I bend one. Flamingos always seem to have a bent leg. $60 for the box. So they're for $48. What are they, $1.25 then? Well, that is something to think about. But I need to find out how big they are. Like I know, Charlie, you told me they were 13 inches tall. These ones are 23. That includes the legs, so it just depends on A, how long are the legs, and B, I really need to know that neck measurement. I'm sure somebody out there had to have ordered some of them. The other thing is, my brother's got, wow, my brother's going to be 70 on his birthday. I could put all the flamingos in his yard. He wouldn't like me. My mom's going to be 90 this year. We really have to do something for her this year. So, okay. So there we go. We got the one done. Just going to throw a little tiny bit of glue on the top of that to hold it. Okay, so now this one, this leg, I'm going to just bend it. Now I usually go down about, not quite halfway, a little bit less than halfway, and just do a bend. So that when the one leg is like this leg will be like this. So you can kind of see it. And I'll start, this is the part that's going to be on the board, so I'll start about from right here. So that's the end. So you can kind of see. Oh, I so don't want to. La, da, da, da. So I'll get my, when I get this, I'll get at least one finished and get it packaged up and get my shipping label, because all I need, my shipper, I use a discount shipper here in Canada, and UPS is who comes. And as long as they know they got to come tomorrow, he said, I don't care how many boxes you have, just have your shippers on them. And I do everything online. So I just need to get one done. And then these will all, I hopefully will have, I should be able to have at least 3 or 4 out tomorrow. So I know I've got some girls waiting. But this is these guys are my focus this week, to get as many out as I can. If anybody's interested that has ordered, and then you're thinking that you might like to get a kit as well, I can put the kit in your flamingo box. Makes very little difference on the shipping, and your flamingo is shipped at $150, including shipping, so I absorb the difference on that. But if you're getting a kit from me, then I don't mind. have lots of white, lots of red, lots of yellow, lots of green. Oh, you know, the one thing that came yesterday, I had ordered, I know you guys that follow me saw those purple hydrangea ones. I had ordered some purple hydrangeas online from a store. They were a really good price. And they never came. I waited and I waited and I waited and I went in and it was just like, I couldn't even find the order form that I ordered them off of. It was so weird. Usually I have that all in my, in a file on my computer. When I order something, I put the order thing in there, but it wasn't there. And I thought, where the hell did I order those from? And then I thought, well, maybe I didn't order them. Maybe I just thought I ordered them. So I went to Michael's and I got them there. Well, they came yesterday with that group of stuff. And they are freaking beautiful. They're so soft. They feel like they're not, they're like a soft touch flower. They're beautiful. So I do have some purple wide stripe. So I think what I'm going to do for my sale in April is I'm going to make a couple of purple flowers. I got 3 of these, so I'm going to, I think I'm going to make a couple of purple flowers. Okay, so this is going to come down like this. There we go. Now I can plug that back in. Get rid of all these I didn't use. Put them up there. Okay, so now put these legs on. This leg, it's going to go right straight down the middle. You'll see where the line is for your center. So I'm going to put one here. And one here. Put it kind of on the side of the hole, not in the middle. And then I put one right here. Just kind of hold that on the edge. There's a little so you can see there's one there, and then I just put that on that little hole that's around the edge, and it just kind of holds it in place. And then this one, let's see, I don't want it. Let's see. You kind of know when you're doing it, like how you want it to be. then there's a little hole down here. You can do this one. The mesh will cover. You don't have to worry. So you can see this one I put through that zip tie there, and then there's one here, and then the little one on the end, and those legs are in there solid. So that's how it's going to look. So it kind of gives you an idea of what's going on. So let's let that heat up. I'll put these few that I have a few of the breast petals done. Got 8 of them, so I'll start. And there's 5 across the bottom. And usually what I do is I'll take 2 rolls of the pink and cut them at the same time. There's not a whole lot of mesh in these, but if you're making one, I would buy a roll of each of the ombre and the plain pink. And you need a board, and you need a thing of feathers, and you need a bird, and some silver chenilles. You got a package, a regular package of silver chenilles. If you're only doing one, will be more than enough. You won't use them all. Okay. I like to make these up ahead of time if I can, so that they're ready to go. You just can put them in. It certainly makes it go, this end of the process, go a little quicker. I usually just put them on. I don't tighten it right up until I take a look at it. I want to make sure that they're all about the same. And I want to make sure that all the board is covered. Okay, we've got a couple of more here we can put on. Now this next row is the row that I told you that we do double, because it's a fairly big space to cover, and so I just put 2 in each hole. So I've only got 3 left, so I'm only going to be able to show you with this one here right now. So you're going to go one that way. So you're going to put them in one that way and one that way. And just tighten it. So you can see it covers nicely. The flamingo width is 8.64 inches. Okay. Interesting. Okay. I'm going to cut this head off. I'm just going to bring this down. So I usually start like on the side because it's just easier to stick my wood burner in here. Now, I'm in a really well ventilated room. I have a ceiling fan and very high ceilings in here. Just kind of cut along that line. Now, the flamingos that I used to buy at Hobby Lobby, Home Depot, they had a longer neck, and the way that it came, I was able to just cut it here because the lip it would fit on the board, but these ones don't do that. I got to cut it back here, and I got to attach it up here on the board. Otherwise, there's not enough space here with the neck, and the head was right up against the board. It didn't work. I do have one bird head that I didn't cut properly for these. I'm keeping it for my little ones. But I know our Dollarama last year, they were selling flamingos because a couple of the girls that I talked to, they had gotten theirs from Hobby Lobby or from Dollarama, but it was a much smaller bird, but it might work for the side shot ones that I'm doing in the pink, like the black one. I am going to be doing those in pink. I'm not going to have any feathers on them. It's just going to be mesh. Just kind of run along that line. Oh, Ruthie, thank you. That's so nice of you. Do you know what? I absolutely love doing this. Somebody said to me, aren't you tired of making those? I says, I could make these. These and sunflowers, oh my God. I love it. It'd be really great if I could find somebody to cut all my material for me. That would make it even better. The cutting the material is the boring part. But you have to do that. I got my boxes last night. Oh my God, it was 10 o'clock. I said to Dave, oh, I have to open them. I want to see what's in there. I'm so excited. And then when I saw the little white bag, I thought, I'm going to show those to you. I'm going to show you those purple hydrangeas before this live is done. I'm telling you, they are freaking gorge. And I have some purple horizontal wide stripe that I'm going to use with them. Ouch. And that, I'm telling you, those are going to be beautiful. I have to do one thing I do have to do for Mother's Day is I have to do a grave thing for my mother-in-law, my first mother-in-law. She, boy, she was the closest thing to heaven. She was just the most wonderful lady. And I mean, the last, I'm going to say, 20 years of her life, well, 28 years of her life, I was not her daughter-in-law. No, 18 years of her life, I wasn't her daughter-in-law. My daughter was 10 when we separated. And it didn't matter to her. She still was so nice to me. And we used to go see her all the time at the nursing home, and I'd do little flower things for her and little wreaths for her. She'd say, you don't have to do that. And I said, I know I don't have to do that, but I want you to have something nice for your door. I just kind of trim up the little bits of jiggy-jaggies that are on here because with the part that's going to be on the board, because you want it to be nice and tight. So I just kind of trim that up there. This up here is where the other piece is going to be attached. So I just put a hole there somewhere, and a hole there somewhere. And then I put one hole on each side, at the bottom, on each side of that seam that's on the... So you have little holes. Works really well. And then when I look at my board here, get back here. I'm not putting this head on yet, but I'm just going to show you. This is going to go on. This is going to go on like this. Where's those? Where's that line? There it is. It's going to be something like this. So I'm going to put there and there. And then there's 2 holes up there for that one already. So that's all ready to go on. But I'm going to do the rest of these breast feathers. So I need 2, 4, 5, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need 7, so I'll cut 8 of them. So I'm just going to use my scissors on these because everything's all folded in, so it'll be a little quicker to cut them with the scissors. So I have a mark on my table. I cut these 10 inches. So I got my table mark right there, and then I just cut it on the crack. And I'm left-handed, so I look awkward, sorry. Two, 4. Okay, so now we're going to make our bubble petal. These are the breast petals. This is the petal that I used on that pink and green whimsical wreath. I used it on the breast petal for the flamingo. I use it on the owl. Whoopsie. So what you do is you take the top halfway, the bottom halfway, so it kind of looks like a canoe, and you bring that point up to this point, fold your edges in, and you make like a little, looks like a little purse. Now this is where you can use, we've had this discussion before, you can use elastics. But Robin does not have the dexterity to use an elastic. I got all caught up. So you have something that looks like this, okay? So then you just take the back and you just pull that together. You take a little zip tie and you stick it in there. Pull it tight and pull it up to the top. And then just pull it out. And that gives you your little... So just think of all that mesh that you have in your what's this say? My second one I made with pink legs, still cute. Thanks for, know, the pink legs would be cute. What I did on the black one, you know what I did on the black one? I bought some of that fuchsia pink cording. And I did the pink on, or I did the silver, and then I put the cording around to make it look like pink stripes on the legs. It looked really cute. Really cute. Yeah, they're really cute. I love them. I think they're so nice. I'm really excited about the poolside ones that I'm going to make with the tablecloths. It is a little more prep, guys, because you have to cut the tablecloth into strips, and then you have to cut the 10-inch squares. But I have done them before, and they're really, really, really cute. They're really cute. I got pink with white polka dot. I think that's what I've got for tablecloths. I have the tablecloths. I did them a couple of years ago that way, and I used I did them looking sideways, and I did them running. So the legs were both bent. One was this way and one was this way. But I didn't really glam them up at all, like with glasses and all that stuff. So I am going to do that. I might even put like a little, use some ribbon or something and make like a little hat, like a little, you know how you wear like a turban type thing at the beach or something. I don't know what I'm going to do. I've been thinking about it, what I want to do to glam it up. But definitely there's going to be sunglasses, and I'd like to do something like a pool noodle or something, because both of them are going to be by a swimming pool. So you know, but that kind of stuff, you can't really make it to sell it. You almost have to do it by like an order, because that's not everyone's tastes, right? And you can have a lot of money tied up in stuff hanging in your garage. Like I know I have my racks set up, and although I actually have sold quite a bit of my older stuff, like my summer stuff from last year. I don't have a whole lot of it, but for my sale on the April 20th, I do have to make some stuff because I don't have a whole lot. It's a 2-day thing. I'm going to be doing a sunflower clinic there. So I'm going to be taking about 10 sunflower kits. I'm also going to cut some white and do daisies too, because there are people that would rather have a white flower than a yellow flower. And I'm going to take my wood burner with me, because I may, you know, it doesn't take long to cut a kit either. So if somebody wants a different color or whatever, I can do that. But I would much rather do this. I would much rather do classes. And, you know, if somebody wants something online to make it and ship it and, you know, whatever, then haul and lug to a sale. Oh, God. I'm getting too old for that. Everything is so awkward, you know, like my racks, they're just rose trellises, actually, is what they are. And I have them all zip tied together. They're all self-standing. They're not heavy, but they're awkward, you know. And then I have all my boxes, like I put everything in boxes because I don't want anything to get smushed. So it's just not that they're heavy, it's just that they're awkward and bulky and a lot of trips. And everybody says, why don't you get a cart? Well, you know what, can I put two boxes on a cart, and then it falls over, and then my stuff falls out on the ground, and then, you know, it's just easier to carry it in one box at a time and know that everything's going to be, I just feel terrible when I do something to something and it gets wrecked. And then you come home from the sale, and then I take everything out of the car, I hang it all back up again, I set up all my racks in the garage, I hang everything all up, and then I look at everything, because, you know, the more that you move stuff in and out, up and down, jostle it around, you know, something can happen. So I fix everything. So that takes a couple of hours. And, you know, it's just a really big deal. So it's much easier to make things for people directly. And I think I'm going to try it this year and see how it goes. And have more time here at the lake this summer. instead of being so busy running around. You know, when you go to these sales, and I don't know any of you that do craft sales, but the sales here, you know, if you sell 3 or 4 things, you know, in most cases, yeah, Debbie, yeah, like I know, it's like, if I had somebody to help me, it would be different, but I don't have anybody. And I've registered to do Shop the Shoreline in Sarnia this summer. It's a big sale. It's at the river. It's a beautiful venue. You park right where your thing is, so you back in your car, open your trunk, and set up. So you know what? It's great. I love it. And I just saw online that there's going to be one local to me here. I'm thinking I may go to it. I just sent the girl a note and to get information on it, to see what's what. Like, I'm going to look at what the costs are. I wasn't that successful with there when I went there the last time. But it's a fairly good weekend. We don't have anything on that weekend. And it's close, so, you know, when it's close, it makes it an easier thing, too. You're not driving for an hour to get somewhere to sell 2 things and then come home, right? Okay, now, let's put the rest of these babies on here. So we got the 2 on this one, so we have this one, and again, we're gonna be double using these holes, because we have the legs in this one, but that's okay. You can put up to about 3 or 4. These zip ties are small that I use, so you can put 3 to 4. So you want to put one facing, whoops. Yeah, you don't sell a dang thing. I know, I feel your pain. So we're going to put one this way and one this way. That's the center one. Making sure that we got everything all covered up. And then we got this one. This one over here. I took some of the crap off my table. It would be a whole lot better. And then we're going to put one this way and one this way. Okay, now we got the next row. We have one here. And we have one here. And we're going to put one this way. And we're going to put one this way. And then we have our very last one, and this is the important one. You're going to want to make sure that it's pointing straight down. I'll put that up there. Pointing straight down, because it's right in the center of your bird's breast feathers. You know, Kathy, I had a hard time finding fuchsia chenilles. I ended up having to buy a package with a whole bunch of different sparkly ones in it to get the fuchsia here. So probably I could order them, and probably if I went over to Hobby Lobby, I could get them. We're probably going to be stopping in there on Saturday when we're over. Okie dokie. So there we go. have all the breast feathers on. Aren't they beautiful? They're gorgeous. Okay, so now we're going to put the bird head on. And we got our extra holes right there. And that, so it's going to be like this. I'm going to have to just stand up to do this. Oh. Let me make sure I get this on straight. So I'm going to use, I always do, I don't know why, but I always do the bottom ones first. So I feed that in there. And I'm going to go in the top hole, the hole I cut. And then up the hole that my middle breast petal is in. This is just how I do it. You find the easiest way to put this on, because everybody has their own way of doing it. Once you do a couple, you kind of get a, just keep it nice and loose. Just, oh, I got a cramp in my wrist. Oh, it doesn't like being turned like that. Come on, you get in there. Oh, goodness. Come on, you. Get in there. There we go. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Is that it? No. Oh, there it is. Making sure you don't twist the stupid thing, because if you get it going in the wrong way. Oh, I did. There. Perfect. Okay, so there's the bottom ones. These are the easy ones because they go just in the regular holes. So I'm going to go down, straight down here. And this one, so I'm going to go through that hole. See, if you were using a wire frame, this would be crazy. I've never even attempted to make one of these on a wire frame because it just would be so difficult. Okay, so I'm going to, you have to make sure that you keep that. See, this bird, the neck comes up and then it kind of goes over. All you have to do is keep the where the line is on the board in line with that seam on the bottom of the neck. As long as that's straight, it doesn't matter what the top looks like. And there she is. So you can see that, whoops, it goes like this. You can see that this is running straight along the line, but the head comes up and it kind of goes off to the side. But as long as that neck is straight in the middle of that breast pedal, which it is, it looks perfect. So we're just going to cut that off. And I always leave a tiny little nib on the end of these. That way the feathers, that when we put the feathers around, they've got something to kind of hang on to. As well as I zip tie them in, but that kind of gives you an idea of what it's going to look like. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to throw those feathers on. I used to put the legs on last because I just didn't like... I do sell kits. I don't sell kits for these, only because I have a hard time getting enough stuff for myself. Okay, so these are the feathers. Now, we can do this two ways. We can do it with the feathers, but if you wanted to have one for outdoors, I do have this. This is like an Easter thing, and I'm just pulling all these off now because they're like a little, I don't know, little rabbits or something. So all it'll be will be this pink thing, and it looks so pretty with this. So if you wanted to have it on a door that maybe gets some weather, I would do this on it. But if it's going to be in a protected spot with no weather, we use the feathers. I sold, I don't know how many. I sold 2 or 3 with the garland that they wanted to hang it on a door that didn't have any, you know, exposure. So what I do with those feathers is I take one. I get them at Hobby Lobby. You can go into Hobby Lobby and buy every single supply that you need for this. The board you can get, the large flower board. The mesh comes from Hobby Lobby. If you're only making one, you can use this for around the outside too. Cut it in half and use the half around the outside and the other half for around the neck. If you're only making one, they're $3.99. Like, look how beautiful they are. They're just gorgeous. It was funny, you know, the guy who does my who picks my stuff up for me, or brings it home for me, he got stopped on the way back. I always send him the invoices and everything. So he yes, it's in the States, Debbie. He declares everything, you know. He works over there, so he'll just pick it up for me. And I always order like $65 or $70. You get free shipping, whatever it is, with Hobby Lobby. Well, this order was all feathers. So he comes across, and doesn't the guy say? He said, "Oh, I had to stop at SCC and pick up some crafting supplies for a friend." And he goes, "Oh, what's she getting?" He said, "Well, she's making flamingos, so I think this box is feathers." And he goes, "Think?" He said, "Open the box." So I opened up the box, and I had $75 worth of boas at $3.99 a piece. You know how many there were in the box. And he opens it up, and now they come in bags. They're in like plastic bags, and the customs guy. The customs guy looks at him and he goes, "You weren't kidding. You have a box of feathers." He said, "I told you that she's making flamingos. What can I say?" I thought, oh my God. I just said to him, "Oh my God, you are such a great friend to do that for me." He just never knows. It's funny. But I did. I ordered enough because they were out of... Remember when the feathers were out of stock for a while? I got a little panicky. I had bought quite a few and I was okay. But I was getting down there and it was like, oh my God. So when they got in stock, I thought, I'm not going to mess around. I'm just going to order enough to do the whole thing, and then I'll be all the rest that I have to do. So I just did that in one order. And oh dear. But anyway, so let me just bring this down a little bit and I'll show you. Now I zip tie these feathers in. You can glue them if you want. I zip tie everything because, only because, you know, these are going to people and I just don't want to have a problem with them falling apart. So I usually start on the side. There's some there's going to be a lot of empty holes, or you can use some holes that are that are there from in that row that you didn't use, you know. I always, when I get it done, I always tug on everything just to make sure that, you know, everything's attached well. The only place I may put a little glue is on the back of her neck, where the boa comes around, like down in here, just to make sure that it stays, you know. But I do have a zip tie there. There is a hole there that isn't used. But you can use a hole that is used. It doesn't matter. But so I got my, I don't know if all of you know, but a tree fell on the back of our house last week. One morning at about 8 o'clock. And I was like, oh my God. It sounded like I thought a tree had hit the roof, actually. That's what I thought happened. Because we live, well, you know where we live. We live in the lake, and it's just like absolutely craziness with trees and crap. And so I thought, oh my God, a tree fell down on the house. But a tree limb had fallen and hit the edge of our house. And there's an electrical box back there for our generator. We have one of those generators that comes on when the hydro goes off. And because our hydrant, it used to go off a lot. It doesn't go off so much anymore, but this weekend it went off twice, like in 2 days. Didn't lose hydro. Ripped that thing right off the box. The generator was still showing green light and everything. So I called the company that put our generator in and sent them pictures. And he said, you need an electrician. We're good. We don't need anything with your propane. So it was like couple of tense hours of finding out exactly what was wrong, but it ended up our siding on our house needs to be repaired, and part of the, you know, there's like a whole bunch of little things, but we got it all looked after. The companies are coming to do it. It's all covered by insurance and everything. So, but we even had those trees trimmed, you know, but it just takes one little gust of wind, and it was wind. It wasn't really windy, but it was really raining hard when it happened. So maybe, I don't know, a gust kind of caught it and decided to make our life interesting for a couple of hours. Okay, so we're coming around the top again. And again, just finding some holes that you can attach it with. Doesn't matter where. It's a good sign when you can't find the holes, because it means you've got everything all covered up really well. I'm gonna put them right here. Use this. There's a so again, you may want to put just a tiny little bit of glue to tack it in certain spots if you're thinking that it's moving around a little bit, but I tried just to zip it in and be done with it. They're so fluffy, it's hard to see. in there good. Okay, so now I'm going to bring that right in there. And there's a set of holes right there. The back looks so nice on these when you're done. So if you have a glass door, I mean, all you see is the round circle with the zip ties. You don't see anything else. Now there is a little string on the bottom of this as well. I should take it off before I started. There. And, okay. So there's our feathers. Oh, they're floating all over the sky too. So now what I'm going to do, I will put a little piece of chenille where the, whoopsie, get back here, where the legs cross, because I don't want them to come like here. I'm going to come around. I'm just going to twist, and then I'm going to wrap it around there and wrap it around there. And that just keeps that from coming apart. So it's all tied up together there. So you don't even see it. It's just, okay, so now we're going to make the feet. I got my 2 chenilles. Any of the flowers, Charlie, most of the flowers, I do them in kits. The patriotic I'm doing in a kit. You know, so go into my videos on my page and click on it, and then just put it. They should come up. The videos should all come up, and anything that you see that's a flower, I should be able to do it for you in a kit. With a kit, my kits come, unlike other places, all the pieces are cut. Your center has the chenilles on it to attach. It's strictly a put it together when you get it. You don't have to do any cutting, anything. Your bows are made. I have the bow made with the chenille on it that you can just tie it right onto your wreath. I do my kits just a little bit differently than everybody else. I don't send full rolls of material. Because you know why? You're going to have material left over. You buy it, unless you're doing something that takes a whole roll, you're going to have half of it left over. Then what do you do with that? It just sits around, and then you end up throwing it out, or unless it's white or yellow or something, then, you know, you might use it for something else. But if you're just making it for yourself, I'll send you and then my video, you'll have my video there to use when you put it together. All my material, 99% of what I get for my flowers is bought either at Unique in the Creek, at Craft Outlet, or Luann Fox. Those are the 3 places that I go to get I buy my material. So, okay, we're going to stick that on there. I always leave like a little bit of and I just wrap it on there. I put it on the bottom, and then I just wrap that around. And then once my glue gun gets heated up, I'll put a little bead of glue on the top and the bottom, and that holds it on there. I have tons of sunflower centers. If you want to do a sunflower, I've got country blue, I've got orange, I've got white, I've got yellow, I've got green, I've got royal blue, I've got peach, purple, red, white. I've got sunflower centers, I've got yellow centers, I've got those shiny purpley centers, like the gold ones. I've got a bunch of those, because now I did a pride wreath a pride sunflower, and I do kits on those. They're beautiful. You'll see it. I call it the rainbow sunflower. It's beautiful. It's on the 2 wreath method, the 12-inch and the 8-inch wreath form. So you'll have to watch the video to see how you do that, how you put the two together. Because you actually put the fabric on and then you put everything together at the end. So I couldn't give it to you with the wreaths already joined together because that wouldn't work. It's not difficult. I had a lady, never made a wreath in her life. She bought a kit from me and we did an online class. She did a sunflower and she did a rainbow sunflower. So she did the 2 wreath form first. Was her very first wreath. She did a two wreath. She put the wreaths, she made it, she put the wreaths together. I was so proud of her. She did such an amazing job. And then she said right after that, she said, while it was still fresh in her head, she made the sunflower. And I think, if I don't remember right, I think the sunflower was a gift for a friend. And she felt confident enough when she was finished that she had done a good enough job to give it as a gift. And it was beautiful. I told her, I said, it looked just like the ones in the pictures. Like, she did an amazing job. So, just by following my video. And then I was on Messenger with her. We did the lesson online. And she just did an amazing job. Okie dokie. Let's get this foot on here, and then we'll put some feathers on it. And then guess what? This bird is ready to go. You're going to be going to a birthday party. I've met so many wonderful people doing this. You have no idea. Absolutely no idea. So all you do is just take a bunch of, I just take some off of actually usually it's the stuff that's floating around everywhere that I use, but I just take it. This is for the foot. Take a couple of pieces and I twist it, and then put a dab of glue along the foot of the leg where it meets the foot, and then just stick it on there. And then I'll do it for the other one. So I twist it, and then I fold it in half, and I just put a little dab of glue in there. You don't see the glue because it's the silver chenille. It all just kind of now this one, it's got a little bit of a long feather, so I'll cut it off. Come on. Oh, come on, get in there. Okay, now we're going to do the head. I take a couple of pieces for the head. And basically, I do the same thing. I twist it. Then I put a little, I don't know what's wrong with this glue stick, why it's doing that. Down the top. Then I just lay that on the top like that. Give her a little haircut. And there she is. She's got her little hair there and her little things on her feet. So there she is. She's all done. She's all done, ready to go. Now this is where I was saying, around the edge, mine look pretty good. I got a couple of little edges. I'll trim these off. So you just kind of, and then you take your wood burner and just kind of go along the edge. Just kind of clean it up a little bit. If you feel that there's too many, sometimes the threads just kind of pull off. They're just kind of laying there. But I just usually touch it up, and then I'll give it a little spray of acrylic sealer on the edge, and then it's all ready. So this guy is all ready to rock and roll. Another flamingo finished. Hi, Virginia. And so Charlie, if you want to know anything specific, inbox me and reach out what you're interested in, and I'll let you know, okay? I have no problem doing that. And if it's something that I think, you know, you're going to use a whole roll of or whatever, and you don't mind cutting it, I can tell you what you need to make it. So you just let me know, okay? I'm going to let you guys go now. We've been online for a little while. I'm going to go grab another coffee and check in on Dave and see if he's okay. And we shall talk to you all very soon. And if you are one of the people waiting on a flamingo, I hope to have them all out by next Friday. Okay? Thank you so much. We'll talk to you all soon. Bye-bye. Oh, and now my little guy is not cooperating, so I'm going to have to talk to you for a little bit more. He doesn't want to say goodbye. Oh, there we go. We'll talk to you later.